Hi everybody! A little while ago I did a video about registering a second-hand motorbike in Thailand, which is something I had to do a short while ago, and it was a stressful experience. It was not so straightforward, but what I didn't go into in that video was the bike itself. And so I thought I would do a little short video just explaining to you why I bought the bike I did, which is the Yamaha NMAX 155. This is the one I bought. So this is a nice silver coloured Yamaha NMAX. It's the 2021 model, which is the version 2. Now, it's got a few scrapes, a few scuffs, and that sort of thing doesn't really bother me, to be honest, as long as it's not too bad. So you'll see there are a few modifications to this bike by the previous owner, which I'll go through. First, most obvious one is this. They've stuck Japanese writing on, which does say NMAX in Japanese, apparently. But normally that would just say NMAX in English. Same on this side. So first things first, why did I choose the NMAX? I suppose the real answer is, first of all, I wanted a PCX. Talking of PCXs, there's one over there that you can see if you want to very briefly compare them. You see the PCXs look wonderful. I don't know whose bike this is, but it looks great. They're fantastic bikes. They're really nice. But the reason I didn't go with the PCX, partly because of the price. They are quite expensive. The NMAXs are a little bit cheaper. The stuff you get as standard on the NMAX is a bit better than what you get as standard on a PCX. A lot of PCXs still have a rear drum brake, for example, but the NMAX comes with standard discs front and back, and it comes with ABS front and back as standard. Not only that, they have traction control on the NMAX as standard as well. I would have gone with the PCX if money was no object. That's probably what I would have got. However, there are a lot of advantages, not just the price. There are other advantages to the NMAX. First of all, I'll just talk about the upgrades on this. This windscreen, all of this and the windscreen and the mirrors, that's all an upgrade by the previous owner. They have put that on themselves. I think what they're trying to do is make it look more like a bigger bike, more like the X-Max, which is the one up from this. If you look at the standard version, this is definitely an improvement, I would say, over the standard one. The standard one's got a much smaller windshield, which only comes down to, I don't know, there or something. Very small windshield on the standard. The other thing is this seat. This is another, clearly trying to be an X-Max. But this is a great seat upgrade. It's very comfortable and very comfortable for passengers as well. You've got this to stop you from slipping forward, and it's also a nice little thing for you to lean against for the driver. Definitely a big upgrade over the stock seat on these things. Now, the other thing that they've upgraded was the suspension. So it's got this YSS suspension G series, which is quite a popular upgrade for bikes in Thailand. And it looks nice too with the red springs, I think. A lot of the smaller scooters, they have space between your legs and a hook where you can put your shopping bags and fit a bit of luggage there. Obviously you can't do that here, and there were no hooks. But what you can do, you can buy these hooks and put them on yourself, which is what I've done. So I put one on this side and I put one on that side. Not quite as sturdy as the sort of hooks you get on like a Honda Click or something like that, but they do the job. They do hold a fair bit of shopping on there if you need to. Now, another really good thing about the NMAX is the amount of storage space you get under the seat. On the PCX, you do get technically more storage, but it's about the shape of it. This is really quite flat. The PCX is a funny kind of elongated shape. With this, I can fit my whole rucksack in that area. Fit your shopping in there quite easily. They also have this variable valve actuation. Now this is quite a useful feature actually. What it means is that you get a bit more power at high speeds. So as you go above about 6,000 RPM, it changes the valve actuation profile electronically, I think. So yeah, all it means is it gives you more power when you're at higher speed, so you can accelerate better. So here we go, just turn it on. Let me just show you. So you turn it on, you get nice flashes, and there you go. Very useful little dash. I don't have any trouble seeing it. I mean, in very bright sunlight, you might have a bit of trouble, but I find it's all right. I can usually see everything on there pretty well. And at night, it's very good. It's all illuminated nicely. Now, you might have noticed this, Y Connect, Yamaha Motorcycle Connect. That is a little feature where you can connect your phone to the bike. It's been disconnected on this bike, which took me a little while to realize, but it's quite easy to disconnect, and people do it because if you don't do it, it can run down your battery. So previous owner disconnected it. I never bothered to reconnect it, and yeah, I'm not so fussed about it. It's not that useful a feature. It doesn't tell you that much information apparently. It's a little bit of information there, but nothing very useful. You can track the location of the bike, I think, using that, but as I said, it will run your battery down. Now, you've got a nice deep storage pocket in there, and you've also, if you can see, you've got a 12-volt socket in there. It's not a USB socket, it's just a standard sort of cigarette lighter 12-volt socket, so you can connect whatever you like. You're not just limited to USB accessories, which is really helpful. That's a really deep pocket there. You can fit a big water bottle in there. You've also got a little glove compartment in there with another decent sized compartment. And under here, fuel compartment pops up there. Little button there. So that's very easy. When you're refueling, you don't technically need to get off the bike. Other thing about these bikes is the riding position. There's quite a lot of room when you're riding here. You see, if I'm sitting on it now, there's a lot of room for my legs. I'm not squashed up at all. And you've got these, you can put your feet forward like that. You can have your feet down like that, as you would with a regular scooter, and you can put them forward a bit like that, which is just a slightly more comfortable riding position, which is nice to have. If you're on long journeys, it's good to be able to move around, put your feet forward. If you're going down hills, it's good to brace yourself on these as well. If you're going down a steep hill, that's really handy. So, keyless. I don't know why they call it keyless, because it is a key, isn't it? You have to have this thing near the bike in order to start it. And honestly, I think it's a bit of a pain because you've got to put that somewhere. Now, a lot of the time, just drop it in the glove compartment, but then you might forget it. You can easily walk away and forget it and go into the shops, having left the key right in your bike, and anybody can just turn it on and drive away. So I find this silly. If you walk a couple of meters away, it will start to beep at you to tell you to come closer. If I do that now, I'm holding the key in my hand. See, it starts beeping to tell you that you've walked away. The key is too far away from the bike. And it does that all the time, which is quite annoying. Honestly, I would like somewhere to just put the key, like insert it somewhere and just leave it. Calling it keyless is pretty silly, I think. Anyway, it is what it is. For me, it's a bit more of a pain than anything else. Start stop. These have start stop, which is really handy. You can turn it off if you want to, but it's great as long as your battery is fully charged or fairly well charged. The start stop works fantastically on this, and it will save you a fair bit of fuel in the long run. As standard, you will normally have the mirrors on the handlebars here. This one has been upgraded with the windshield and the extra mirrors. So no mirrors in there, but normally the mirrors are attached to the handlebars and will move with the handlebars. LED headlights on these. And the headlights are really good, actually. Really, really bright. The indicators, which are here, are not LED for some reason. They didn't make those LED. While we're here, I'll just show you the front discs. These are for the pillion passenger, little footrests. These are quite good as well, quite nice and sturdy. The rear indicators are just regular bulbs, not LED. Don't know why they do that, can't be saving them much money. I guess you could replace them with LEDs if you were that bothered. But the main thing is that the headlights are LED, and those are very good. They're really, really bright. I used to drive a Zoomer, and it was pitch black, and I was driving down a big steep hill on the Zoomer, and it was like you were holding a candle up in front of you. It did nothing. And then somebody drove up behind me with a more modern bike with these bright LED lights, and thankfully they illuminated the whole road in front of me. So now I'm really glad that I've got a nice bike that has excellent lighting, and I can see where I'm going, which is a bonus. Fuel efficiency is very good. I think you get about 40 kilometers per litre. One other thing to mention about these, which is the same on PCXs as well, is because it's a fuel injection bike, there's no kickstart. I wondered about this, and I've noticed that a lot of bikes don't have kickstarts these days, and I thought it was just cost cutting or something, but no, it's because of the way the ignition works and the way they start. You couldn't kickstart it, it wouldn't work. I don't know the details, but yeah, there's no way to kickstart it in an emergency. So if you were using this Yamaha Connect thing where it connects to your phone and it ran down your battery, after a few days, maybe you'd left it at a station or something like that and come back to it, you're going to be stuck. So for that reason, I bought a very small jump starter, which I normally keep under the seat just in case I ever come back to the bike and the battery's flat. I'll still be able to start it. So that's worth thinking of. They're not expensive, certainly not over here. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.